We are now happy to be joined by friend of mine and friend of the program, Annaliese Kehm of women's rowing at Notre Dame University. Annaliese, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me finally. I've been waiting for this moment.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. So we're going to jump right into the interview. So obviously you're a part of the women's rowing team over at Notre Dame. So I wanted to ask, rowing's kind of a sport that, a lot of people may not have seen it before, on television or be so familiar with it. Tell me how you originally got into rowing and, where did you start off? What drew you to that?
Yeah, so in high school, I played a lot of sports, and growing up, I played a lot of sports, and I spent a lot of time around the water, and I loved to swim, and I worked at our local pool. Um, but then I started specializing in high school, and I was mostly just playing soccer and basketball year round. And then after freshman year, I decided soccer really wasn't my thing. I am not the best runner, so it wasn't exactly my sport of choice. And my mom told me that I had to choose and I had to find something to replace it with, and something to keep me busy, keep me in shape, maybe something I eventually love. And she told me I could either try out water polo, I could try out rowing. And um, so I had a friend in high school who was 2 years older than me, and she went to Ramapo High School, and she was rowing for City Island. And we met through mutual friends, and our parents, I think they met on the train, and they got to talking about how both of us were really tall. I'm 5'11" for reference, and I think she's either 5'11" or 6 foot, and how we both played basketball, and we really liked to be athletic and play sports. And her mom was like, your daughter should really try this rowing thing. I think she would really enjoy it. So we got the information on what team she was from, and I went to the Learn to Row, which is basically like an introductory month of practices where you learn the basics and you spend time on the water and you really get to see the fun stuff that rowing's all about. And I loved it and never looked back.
Nice. That's a great little story there. So
Right?
so rowing obviously wasn't offered at your high school. So was it difficult to find, somewhere that was that you were able to compete? You said your friend was a part of this program, and that's and tell me where that was located. But what was it like having to commute to somewhere else, not rowing for school and stuff like that?
Yeah. So in high school, I rowed for City Island Rowing, which is located in the Bronx on City Island. It's not really that popular of a place. If you're into seafood, that's where people mostly go for it when you're in the city. Um, and it's quite a drive. It's only 16 miles from us in Glen Rock, but it would, on a good day, be an hour and 15 minutes of a drive too, and probably 2 hours home. And then you factor in driving on a Friday night during rush hour across the George Washington Bridge on the Cross Bronx. So it was quite the hike. But in North Jersey by us, there aren't that many club teams. There's a lot of high school teams, but if you don't go to school there, then you can't be a part of the team. But in other
Right.
areas of the country, like New York and South Jersey and California, there's teams everywhere. So a lot of my friends who I've met through rowing have really easy access to the sport, which I think is an amazing thing. It's just where we are, there wasn't really a team where you could join if you didn't go to that high school. So City Island was the closest technically option for me. And I mean, yeah, it was commute, but I loved it. It was the best part of my day. And when I was getting driven by my dad, I got to take naps. So it all worked out.